I believe that success and happiness, ladies and gentlemen, are not accidents that kind of just randomly happen to some people and not to others. Success and happiness are created by certain ways of thinking and acting. In a sense, we are all naturally confident. But what happens is, sometimes we sabotage our attempts to be in that natural state of being. Confidence is something that even people who are super confident want more of. By the way, is there anybody here living at 100% of their true potential? Anybody in this room? No, thank you. Do you know, in all the years I've asked that question, nobody has ever said yes, except for one person. It was Tyler Winklevoss, who had just created Facebook at the time. So I suppose in that moment, he said, in this moment, I'm at 100% of my true ability. So what I'm going to help you do is access more of your true potential, right? But confidence is something people could really do with a lot more of, particularly these days. If you open a newspaper or you turn on the TV, you're under attack, aren't you? It's the virus, it's the war, it's the economy, it's something or other, yeah? And so even people who are super confident, they say to me very often, I want more of it. You know, so I work with people who have lost their confidence, and also people who are high achievers from sports, arts, business, etc., who want to be even more confident. They want more of that self-belief, more of that optimism, more of that feeling that anything is possible. So I wrote a book about 20 years ago about confidence. Right? See, I want to explain what it is and what it isn't. And when I was writing this book, and I would tell people, I say, I'm writing a book about confidence. And people said things like this. They go, oh, great, a training manual to create more arseholes in the world. And I went, what do you mean? He went, those confident people, they're in your face, aren't they? And I went, oh, no. Those people are very unconfident. They're trying too hard. They've got to be like that. No. Truly confident people are natural. They're authentic, yeah? You know what it's like. You know when you're sitting with friends, you're not frightened of being judged. You're yourself, aren't you? You're confident. You connect with people naturally. You know, every day when we're doing things like going around the supermarket, you say, well, I'll have a chicken, I'll have some cornflakes, I'll have whatever. You don't go, oh, yeah? You don't have to think about it. You just do it. So in a sense, we are all naturally confident. But what happens is, sometimes we sabotage our attempts to be in that natural state of being. So I believe that success and happiness, ladies and gentlemen, are not accidents that kind of just randomly happen to some people and not to others. Success and happiness are created by certain ways of thinking and acting. And that's what we're going to be learning, certain ways of thinking and acting that are going to dramatically change our lives for the better. See, at school, you're taught what to think, but you're not taught how to think. And so really, we're going to be learning some ways of how to think that's going to improve our lives for the better. Yeah? So can we have that graphic, the state behavior graphic? So everything that you achieve in life, right, comes from your actions, your behaviors, yeah? You see behavior there on the, your right-hand side, yeah? So all the things you achieve, from making $1 million to boiling an egg, comes from your behaviors, all the results you're getting in life. And what drives your behaviors? Well, it's your state of mind and body. Neurophysiological state, we call it. So, for example, confidence is a state. Anxiety is a state. Happiness is a state. Anger, joy, motivation. All these are states of mind and body. The state of mind and body you're in when you wake up in the morning is very different to the state of mind you're in when your mind and body you're in when you're traveling to work, or when you're in a meeting, or when you're giving a presentation, or when you're relaxing, or when you're having lunch, or when you're watching TV. So we move all day long from various neurophysiological states. It would be really neat, wouldn't it, to have control over those states. You know, when I teach, say, athletes, they've trained for the Olympics for years. They walk out into a stadium, there's 1 billion people watching them on TV. They need to be in a powerful neurophysiological state because they're about to compete, yeah? When you're about to do negotiation, when you're about to coach someone, yeah? Because the idea is not just you get more confident from this session today, but you learn a whole load of techniques and tools you can take away. Because I believe if you give someone a fish they eat for a day. Teach someone to fish, they eat for life. So I'm going to be giving you a whole load of things for your coaching toolbox that you can use, right? And so when we talk about confidence, confidence essentially is a habit, right? Just as anxiety is a habit. You know, you probably noticed over the period of the pandemic, some people got really good at catastrophizing. They could look at the news and go, oh, and what if my family gets sick and what if the economy crashes? Ah! And they did it over and over and over again, so they can literally go 2 + 2 = 32, right? And in the same way, some people are just naturally confident. They're in control of their state of mind and body. So let's look at this here. And at the top, you've got what we call, in NLP language, internal representations. So these are representations of reality, right? So if I want to, I don't know if you've seen the Eiffel Tower. If I want to remember what it looks like, I represent a picture of the Eiffel Tower in my mind and I can see it, yeah? Or if I want to remember a conversation that I had with my wife this morning, I replay it in my mind and I represent reality, yeah? And so all day long, we are creating pictures from either memory or from imagination. Because basically, there is only 2 ways to feel good or bad in life. And that is either to remember something good or bad that happened, or imagine something good or bad that could happen. Really interesting stuff, this, right? It's that simple. So, let me just show you how it works, because all day long, we're talking to ourselves, we're making pictures in our imagination. Somebody says to you, for example, hey, you want to go to a party, right? And you go, instantly, in a split second, in your imagination, you go into your mind and you go, oh, hang on, ooh, I don't really know anyone at this party. I imagine I'll be standing there feeling a bit awkward, and you go, not sure about this. I'm sorry, I'm busy. Or maybe you make a different movie, right? Maybe someone says, hey, do you want to go to a party? And you think, ooh, yeah, meet people, enjoy myself, getting them down. Yeah, this could be fun. Yeah, what time's the party, right? So literally, all day long, we are moving towards or away from things by the things that we say to ourselves inside our mind and the way we say them, and also the pictures or the movies that we make. So, excuse me, we're going to play with this dynamic right now. So what I'd like you to do is find your internal dialogue. Is it at the front of your head? Is it at the back? Is it somewhere else? Now, there's 1 or 2 people going, well, I don't know if I do have an internal dialogue. Do I have an internal? Yes, so that voice there is the one, yeah? Right? Do you know, so funny. My friend Richard Bandler, he's the creator of NLP, he told me he was talking to a psychiatrist once. And he said, how do you know if people are crazy? And the guy went, well, they talk to themselves. He went, I see. He said, yes, I had one the other day, and I said to myself, he's crazy. Yeah? So, yes, we all talk to ourselves all day long. You know, it's useful. You walk in a room, you go, oh, I'd like to talk to that person. Oh, I must remember to ring Frank. Not sure about that, but etc. You're literally commentating, guiding yourself through life. When you make a mistake, right? When you make a mistake, do you say to yourself, oh, another learning experience? No? Or do you say something more along the lines of, you useless, stupid idiot, I can't believe you did that. You know, I used to have a very sort of sarcastic internal dialogue. If I'd make a mistake, it would go, oh, brilliant. Right? But I don't have that anymore. I've changed it. And we're going to be playing with the dynamics of our internal dialogue in just a moment. So what I'd like you to do is notice where the voice is that you talk to yourself. And is it in the center of your head? Is it the front? Is it the back? And what I'd like you to do is just try this experiment. I'd like you to copy. Don't do it out loud. Do it in your head. The tone of my voice, but do it with your voice. I'd like you to say to yourself inside your mind, all is well. All is well. All is well. Hear it inside your mind. That's right. See, before I get up to give a presentation, I get my internal voice sounding confident, sounding optimistic, sounding strong and powerful. Yeah? And then I match it with my external voice, yeah? Because what I'd like you to do right now is say, inside your mind, in a voice that feels good, I feel really good. Life is good. I love and approve of myself. I'm always good enough. I love life, something like that, yeah? And then what I want you to do is copy that and turn to the person next to you and take it in turns just to say those words to each other. Words like that don't have to be exactly that. Just turn to the person next to you. Once you've got your internal dialogue sounding good, turn to the person next to you and say, I feel good. I feel wonderful. Life is good. Everything is good. It's so amazing. It's beautiful. Yeah, that's right. There we go. That's nice. Okay, that's great. That's great. Okay. Right, there we go. So, what we're learning is, that's good, is our internal dialogue affects our state, yeah? And also, when we match the internal and the external, that begins to affect our state too. Now, things that are said to us, ladies and gentlemen, at a moment of emotional intensity, particularly in the sort of formative years of our life, have the power of a hypnotic suggestion. For example, be quiet, no one wants to hear what you have to say. There's your fear of public speaking straight away, right? Yeah, literally, first 6, 7 years of life, I think it was Aristotle said, give me the boy before he's 7, I'll show you the man, right? So I'd like to help somebody here, because all of us over the years have had mean things said to us at times, you know. I mean, I remember I was told in one of my school reports I would never amount to anything. Can you believe it, you know? To a little kid. So when I had my first #1 bestseller, I wrote "fuck you" in it, and I sent it to my headmaster. And I got to tell you, the joy that gave me, the feeling, the catharsis. Thank you. So all of us have had things said to us at times, right, which were mean, right, and awful. And even though they were said years ago, we can still remember them, and they can still make us feel bad, right? So they have power over us. So what I'm looking for is something like, you know, like the sort of thing I hear when I do this is people go, I was told you're ugly, you're disgusting, no one will ever fall in love with you. Or, you know, everybody hates you. Or, you know, you're useless, you know, you're a stupid, useless, ugly fool. Something like that. So I want something mean that was said to somebody once, long time ago, and even now when they think about it, it still upsets them, yeah? So, hang on a second. There's a lady here. Hi, what's your name?
Corinne.
Corinne, hi, where are you from, Corinne?
Switzerland.
Switzerland, one of my favorite countries. So, Corinne, what was the thing that was said to you years ago that was mean and still upsets you?
That I will never be good enough, and no matter how hard I try, I will never make it to someone special.
Right, so you'll never be good enough, no matter how hard you try, you will never, is it meet someone special, was it?
No, be.
Be someone special. Right, okay, so there you go. And that was said to you by whom, by the way?
My mother.
Your mother. Okay, now look, again, parents do this. Parents are great hypnotists, aren't they? I mean, you know, literally. And so when you think about that, right? Yeah, she said it in Swiss, I take it, yes. Or German or French or something.
In Swiss German.
Swiss German, okay, right. So I can't actually speak Swiss German, but what I can do is I'm going to ask you to hear the words that she said. Now, this is the first bit of magic, ladies and gentlemen, right? Now, this may seem silly, what I'm about to do, but it is not stupid, right? This is super powerful. So I want you to hear, I'm going to say it in English, right? And you can translate it if you want. But I want you to picture your mother's face when she said it to you, right? And just give me the words again. She said...
you will never be good enough, and no matter how hard you try, you will never be
somebody. Yeah, okay. You'll never be good enough, no matter how hard you try, you'll never be somebody. Right, that's it. Look at her face, and hear the words come out of her mouth like this. Look at her, and hear the words come out. You will never be good enough, and no matter how hard you try, you'll never be somebody. You will never be good enough, no matter how hard you try, you will never be somebody. Look at her again. Right. Now, the thing is, right? Thing is, when you hear it like that, you can't take it seriously, can you?
No.
No. But how many years ago did she say this? Like decades ago, yeah?
Around 35.
35 years ago, right? So now, she said this 35 years ago, and it went in with the power of a hypnotic suggestion, right? Because it went, bam, it's mother. And she's saying it, and father, right? Yeah, and it's gone in. But now, when you think about her saying it to you now, can you feel upset?
No.
No, exactly. You are healed. Okay, so here we go. Okay. So, thing is, what we just did there was we overwrote the operating software in your mind, right? So when something is said to us that upsets us, and we remember it, you useless fool, you'll never amount to anything. Right? First of all, you get a big laugh. It's a sort of cathartic thing. And secondly, by the way, I just tested I tried to find the tonality, I tried Mickey Mouse and all sorts of things, but I met this guy who went, and I thought, that's the tone of voice, yeah? And so I grabbed it, and I've been using it for years. So we're all going to do this as the first thought experiment of the day, right? I'm going to ask you to think about some people go, well, what if it was written down? I go, well, in order to read it, you have to use your internal dialogue. So say somebody went, he's ugly and stupid and everybody hates him, right? Right? You had to hear that in your head, right? So you can get, right? And then you can't take it seriously, right? Yeah. So I'm going to ask you to think about somebody that said something to you mean, something that was mean or limiting, critical, it was harsh, and even now, years later, it still upsets you, yeah? And I want you to remember exactly what the words were, see their face, and what I'd like you to do is I want you to hear the words come out of their mouth. Like that, yeah? Yeah, do it until you just cannot take it seriously. Oh, someone said, you'll never amount to anything. Keep doing it. Okay, so who now, when they think about that thing that was said to them, feels differently? Show me. Oh, wow, okay. First bit of change work today. So the thing is, you see, I'm from the world of NLP, and we're interested in, we're modelers, right? So we're interested in how it is, rather than like traditional therapy is all about why. So tell me, why do you feel so sad? And tell me more about that and more about that and more about that, right? And the only problem I find with that is I meet people who've been in therapy for decades, right? And they can tell you like a shrink what's wrong with them. They go, oh, I had all this unexpressed anger towards my father. And so, and now you're transitioning to the, blah, 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 into a state where I can really see that and get the benefits. They talk like a shrink in the psychobabble, and it hasn't made a single fucking difference to their behavior, right? And so I'm actually not a fan of traditional analysis. I can't stand Freud. I think, people go, well, he was now you see the psychological community now says, well, he was an important historical character, because they want to disown a lot of these cockamamie theories of his, which is you go back and you remember all the worst things that have happened to you over and over again. This is like taking someone with a broken leg and throwing them down the stairs till they feel better, right? It's a dumbass idea, right? So we didn't have to do months of therapy on your mother there. And what did your mother say? And tell me how you feel about that. And how do you feel about it? How do you feel about it? All we did was go, and bam, your brain reprogrammed itself. So when you think about your mother saying that thing to you, it doesn't have any power now, does it? No. And those of you that also did this, right? So it's not just what we say, but how we say it. Let's just try the nice thing again. Just say inside your mind, all is well. Not out loud. All is well. No, inside your mind, all big, all is well. Yeah. So I mentioned that the pictures and the sounds are part of what drives the state. Yeah. Now the other part, of course, the pictures and the movies is real important, right? Because very often when we go and do something, we imagine ourselves doing it first, or we imagine ourselves failing at it, because, as the saying goes, disappointment requires adequate planning. So I want you to just do this. Let's do our next thought experiment. I'd like you to remember a time that you felt really good. And I'd like you to close your eyes, please, and return to that time like you're back there again. Now, see what you saw, hear what you heard, and feel how good you felt. Make the colors rich and bright and bold, and the sounds loud and the feelings strong. Oh, isn't that good? Yeah. You're back there. Relive it again. See what you saw. Hear what you heard. And feel how good you felt. There you go. And then when you're ready, open your eyes and come on back out. Who feels good right now? Yeah. Oh. Now the reason is because the human nervous system doesn't know the difference between real and imaginary, right? So when you imagine or remember something really great happening to you, you remember it vividly or imagine it vividly, you get the good feelings associated with it, yeah? This is why, see, people say, are you into that positive thinking stuff? I say, no. Look, if I'm all for people giving themselves nice affirmations. There's nothing wrong with that. But the problem is, you see, is if you don't deep down feel it and sense it, it's not as powerful. In the same way, if you said to your heart, speed up, it's not going to go any faster. But if you, imagine walking down a dark alley late at night, and you're hearing footsteps, and they're getting closer and closer, your heartbeat will speed up. In the same way, if we want to create states of confidence, we need to imagine ourselves as more confident. And it's the way we imagine it. Try this for another experiment. I'd like you to think about a mildly upsetting time, an argument or a disappointment. Just remember a mildly upsetting time, and close your eyes, and as you remember that mildly upsetting time, I'd like you to float out of your body and float further and further back and look at yourself over there like it's happening to somebody else. And then I'd like you to drain all the color out of the picture or the movie so it looks black and white. That's it, like an all black and white movie. And then make it transparent and send it away. And then open your eyes and come on back out. Now, the principle that I'm demonstrating here is very simple. When we're inside a memory or an imagined experience, it has greater emotional intensity than when we're outside of it, right? And this can be highly useful in training people to think in ways that empower them. So when my father died 10 years ago, I was just emotionally wrecked by it. And I was drinking heavily, and I was not in a great state. And I thought to myself, I'd wake up, oh God, I feel so awful. And I feel awful, and I went, hang on. How am I making myself feel bad? So this is the difference between what an NLPer does and a therapist, a traditional therapist. Instead of going, tell me about your mother, we go, how do you upset yourself? How do you make yourself compelled to want to drink too much or smoke? Or how do you make yourself excited to do things, yeah? We want to find this sequence of pictures and sounds that goes on inside the brain. So my father's died, and I went, I'm sad, I'm so sad. And I'm thinking about the last few months of his life in this goddamn hospital, and I'm there in my mind in the hospital with him in full color. And I went, stepped out, I made it black and white. I'm looking at it like it's happening to someone else, black and white, black and white, black and white, and sent it away. And then I stepped into a happy time when we were playing football when I was a kid, or when he was giving me some encouragement, or we were laughing, watching a movie together. And what I did was every time I caught myself feeling bad, I would step out of the unhappy memory, make it black and white, shrink it down, and then step into a new good one. So I was saying to my brain, not that, this, not that, this. And I did it over and over it took about a day or so, and my default is happy memories. So if I really want to, I can upset myself, sure. But I don't want to. I mean, I wouldn't want people to be, actually I say I wouldn't want people to be sad when I die. Actually, I want everyone to be really sad. And no, really, I want a fucking state funeral. I want the faces of my detractors on television, right? And I want captions like, are you sorry now? Etc. Anyway, so the point we're making here is, when we step out of something, make it black and white, we reduce the emotional intensity. When we step into something, we make it stronger. Now, next thought experiment. Okay, I'd like you to close your eyes, ladies and gentlemen. Make yourself comfortable. And I'd like you to imagine there's a screen in front of you. There we go. That's right, there's a screen. And on this screen, we're going to watch a movie of a more confident you. Okay, that's right. Look at this more confident you. Look at the way that you sit or stand, the way that you breathe, the way you smile. That's it. Look at the expression on your face. Look at the way you gesture. Hear the tone of your voice. It's a you that's at ease with yourself, an authentic, confident, comfortable you, a you that radiates a kind of joy. Look at the light behind your eyes. Look at the aura of serenity and joy and relaxed alertness, a sense of power in a way. Look at that confident you. Look at the way that that confident you interacts with other people. Maybe, that's it, connects with other people. And then what I'd like you to do is float over and into the movie screen and step into that more confident you. See through the eyes of your more confident self. Hear through the ears of your more confident self. And feel this greater sense of confidence. And then, from this place, I'd like you to imagine another screen in front of you. And on that screen, I'd like you to watch a movie of an even more confident you. Look at the way you sit or stand, the way you smile, the expression on your face, the light behind your eyes. Yeah, the confidence in your gestures and the sound of your voice. Oh yeah, check it all. That's right. That's it. Look at that you. Look at that you handling all sorts of different situations in your home life or your work life. Just a confident you, a you that's full of joy and certainty and self-belief. Confidence, the actual etymology of the word is faith with. So you have self-belief. And when that movie of you looks really good, please float over and into the screen and into yourself. Step into that more confident you. See through the eyes of your more confident self. Hear your confident, reassuring internal dialogue. That's right. And feel these good feelings in your body. Real good feelings. That's right. That's right. And then, imagine another screen in front of you. And on that screen, I'd like you to watch an even more confident you. A you that's so full of self-belief and self-assurance. A you that's really happy in yourself and optimistic and joyous. A you that just knows life is good and all is well. That's right. Now, look at your expression, light behind your eyes, the way you gesture, smile on your face, that certainty, that beautiful self-belief that you have. Then float over and into the screen and step into the screen and that's right. Step into that you and see through the eyes of your super confident self. Hear through the ears or hear your internal dialogue as a super confident person and feel this greater sense of confidence. And notice where you feel this confidence most of all. Is it in your heart or is it in your head? Where are the good feelings strongest? Now what I'd like you to do, ladies and gentlemen, is I'd like you to give them a color, right? So that's right. Wherever those feelings are, assign them any color. And move that color all the way up through your chest into your neck, all the way up through your head and around your head and then down through your shoulders. That's it. Move that color down through your arms into your hands and fingers. Move that color down through your chest into your waist, into your legs, down to the tips of your toes. And then double the brightness. Double it again and double it again. So you're glowing with this confident feeling. That's right. Double it again and double it again. That's right. Feeling really amazing. And now, take this confident feeling with you into your everyday life. Take it into your home life or your work life. Imagine feeling this great confident feeling and take it into challenging situations or dealing with difficult people. But you just feel strong. You feel certain. You feel authentic, natural, and you just know all is well. You're always good enough. You are amazing. You're unique. Nobody can do things exactly the way you do them. You have a special gift to bring to the world. That's right. Take this confident feeling with you into next month, next week, next month, next year. Take it into the future. Woo! That's right. We are programming your mind and body through the use of visualization and a color construct to create an amplification of the feelings, the kinesthetic, right? And we're taking that and we're saying to the unconscious mind, I want to feel like this more often. In fact, a lot. And then when you're ready, open your eyes and come on back out. Ooh, who feels good? Ooh. Yeah. So, real simple process that. You set up an ideal you, or a you that's more the way you want to be, right? I do this, by the way, with people all the time. This works a treat, yep. And when the movie looks good, they go over and they step in, bam, associate into it, yeah? And then, what they do is I get them to do it again. And again, so doing it in stages, basically. So if I'd asked you to suddenly imagine yourself super confident, some of you might have been able to do that, some of you might not. So we just do it in stages, we chunk it, yep. So what we've been learning is the internal representations, the pictures and the sounds that we make inside our mind drive the state and then the behaviors. You know, I mean, the thing is, I find before I walk on a stage, I imagine myself on the stage and feeling good and in a really great state and it going really well, connecting with people, etc. What I do before a presentation. I've noticed other people, you know, they imagine all the things that could go wrong, right? Now, it is important to think about what could go wrong so that we can head those things off at the pass. But, you see, the unconscious mind doesn't process the negation. Years ago, I got a phone call, it was back in the 90s, from Sir Nick Faldo. He's one of the greatest golfers of all time. And Nick rang me and he said, hey, I have a problem here. I think you might be able to help me. I said, yeah, go on. He said, I keep hitting the ball in the bunker. I went, okay. So I flew out to Florida and we went out on the golf course. I don't really know about golf, right? But I know about the human mind. So I said, show me how you do it. Remember? I want to know what goes on. What's the pitch of the sound? So he hit the pin, the hole, if you like, is over there. And he comes up and he goes and puts it not just in the bunker, right in the middle of the bunker, perfectly. I went, I said, what went through your mind just before you did that? He said, oh, I thought to myself, I mustn't hit it in a bunker. I went, there you go. So try not to think of elephants. You have to go elephant to then knot it, move the picture or put a cross through it or however you negate it. The unconscious mind doesn't process the negation. So I said, can you do me a favor? He went, what's that? I want you to try not to hit the ball in the hole. He went, what? I said, just you know, do everything you just imagine and say, I mustn't hit it in that hole. He went, humor me. He went, okay, bam, right next to the hole, right? In fact, the next day he hit a hole in one, right? And so the unconscious mind, all day long, from the pictures and the sounds, is influencing the state and influencing the behaviors. You know, when I was a single man years ago, I'll give you an idea of the sort of thing that would happen. I'd be in a nightclub or somewhere, or a gathering, popular beat combo playing, and what would happen, I would think, I'm going to ask that girl to dance. And I'd stand up, and a voice inside my head would go, she's going to tell you to get lost. Everyone's looking at you, you're going to make an arsehole of yourself here like this, right? And like this, and then I'd imagine it, I'd imagine it going, and I'd go, oh, and I said, don't suppose you who wanted to know, that's it, right? Self-fulfilling prophecy. So when I learned to take control of my internal representations, I would do things like this. I would stand up and I would hear drum roll. And then I hear a gospel choir inside my head go, he gonna ask that girl to dance, oh yeah. And a voice inside my head, like the voice of God, would go, that lucky girl might get to dance with you. And I'd walk over and I'd say, would you like to dance? And if she said no, her loss, right? Okay, so, okay. So, I am using humor, right? I'm using humor to exaggerate and make a point. But the pictures and the sounds all day long are driving the behaviors, the states which drive the behaviors. The other element, which you'll see if we can flash, can we put the graphic up again, is that creates state is physiology, right? So physiology is how we stand, it's our posture. The muscle tension that we have, it's breathing, things like this, right? Now, I'll give you an example. When somebody, in all the years, right? In all the years I've been working as a therapist, nobody has ever come in to my office and gone, I'm depressed, right? Because that is not the physiology of depression, is it? Right? The depressed people, they come in and they go, oh, it's all just shit, it's all, right? Yeah? Now, the mind and body are intimately linked to what we call a cybernetic loop. One's always influencing the other. And how this works is for example, if you've got disaster movies going on inside your mind, it makes your body tense, right? In the same way, if your body's tense, the chemistry of tension, etc., affects your thoughts. You know what it's like when you go for a massage and your body gets relaxed, your mind gets relaxed as well, right? And so when the thoughts inside your mind are peaceful, it affects your body chemistry and electricity and then, your physiology. So, for example, I don't know if you know this. You know when you smile, right? When you smile, you get a release of serotonin. It's a happy neurotransmitter, yeah? It's very good to practice smiling and to get good at it. Let me just ask you to show me your biggest smile. Come on, show me. Oh, fucking hell, that's a bit sad, isn't it? There's a couple of people going like, It's more of a death threat than a smile, isn't it? No, you see, look, it's a very good idea at getting good idea to get good at smiling, because right, what you can do is when you get good at it, you can sit like this in your office all day long, and no one will bother you. You can get on public transport, right? And you do not need a newspaper to avert eye contact from the lunatic, right? So you can be sitting there on a train or a bus and they get on me, right? And you can just be sitting there and you go, no, I won't come near you. So let's do a little experiment, shall we, ladies and gentlemen? Now, this is silly, but it is not stupid, right? What we're going to do is silly, but it's not stupid, because when you smile and when you laugh, by the way, you release endorphins, the body's natural opiates. It feels good, right? So what we're going to do is silly, and it's not stupid because it's going to produce a load of endorphins. It's going to make us feel a little bit high, a little happy, right? So in a moment, I'm going to ask you on the count of 3 to pull the biggest smile you've ever pulled, like this, and look at the person next to you, right? I want you to do this. I want you to go, and it will cause laughter, and that will make you feel good, right? We're using physiology to make ourselves feel good. Ready? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, there are 1 or 2 people here. There are 1 or 2 people here who are going, oh, for God's sake. I mean, I thought this was going to be a serious coaching lecture. You are the ones who most need to do it. Yeah, it's kind of, some people use their seriousness as a sort of badge, don't they? But I think having a sense of humor, being lighthearted, so not everyone tells jokes well, but everyone's got a sense of humor, right? Pretty much. I'd say nearly everyone. Okay, and so when we do something like this, what we do is we're using our physiology. We're doing something a bit daft, right? And it creates a laughter and endorphin release. So let's just build upon what we just did. I don't know, maybe some of you remember those toothpaste commercials from back in the 1970s, Guy would be walking down the street like this, and he'd suddenly turn to the camera, and his teeth would sparkle, they'd go ding, like that, yeah? So what I'd like you to do on a count of 3 is go ding, like that, to the person next to you. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3! Who feels good? Yeah! Woo! So, what we've been learning so far is that the pictures and the sounds create the state, the physiology creates the state, and the state drives the behaviors. Behaviors determine the results we get in the world, right? So what we just did was a process whereby it was a silly thing to do, we made ourselves laugh, and we felt good. Yeah! Now, there is a relationship between the mind and body that I want to demonstrate now. By the way, who's frightened of public speaking in this room? Who's really terrified of public speaking? Yeah, I mean, who really hates it, yeah? Public speaking. You do, ma'am. Would you like to come and join me, please? Okay. Let's give a nice round of applause. Woo! Woo! Step into my office. Hi. Hey, what's your name?
Anna.
Anna, where are you from?
Portugal.
Portugal. Beautiful part of the world. Now, Anna, on a scale of 1 to 10 right now, if I told you had to talk to this whole room, how scared would you be?
100.
Okay, 100. Okay. Now, the really neat thing is, you see, is we're going to do a process that's literally going to take like a couple of minutes to do. And when we've done that, you will be feeling, you won't be frightened anymore. Not only that, you'll be feeling really quite relaxed on this stage in front of 600 people, whatever it is. Okay, so do you want to just stand facing me, Anna? Right? Now, we're going to do something from the world of Aikido. Aikido is a defensive martial art, and there's a lot of a focus on being centered in Aikido. So if you'd like to just push incrementally harder on my shoulder, please. Push it harder, 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 harder. And if you carry on, you push me over, because I'm up here in my head. I'm going, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my brain and put it in my tummy, move it to my hara. We call it 1 point. So I'm going to, here we go, I'm put my brain here. I'm going to hold my attention here, keep 1 point. Push on my shoulder now, Anna. Push harder and harder, and it's harder to push me over, because I've become physically and psychologically stronger. Now, let's just turn you round, Anna. Here we go. Now, let's see where Anna is. Ooh, she's in her head, which is where you'd expect, right? We're all day long. Right now, move your brain and put it in your tummy. We call it 1 point, hold 1 point. So if it helps, put your hand here, please. That's it, good. Just that's it. And think from here. Think from the center of your being, yeah? Now, I'm going to push on Anna. And I'm pushing as hard as I can, and I can't push her over. Now, it probably doesn't feel like I'm pushing at all, does it?
No.
No. But I promise you, I'm pushing as hard as I can. Now, here's the magic. Okay. So, close your eyes and think about, if I give you the mic, walk off the stage and say, I need you to talk to everyone, and you said the fear would be like off the scale, yeah? Yeah. Close your eyes. Now, you said it would be, let's call it a 10, 10 out of 10. We're doing a 1 to 10 scale here. Right, just hold 1 point. And tell me when your fear goes to 9. Yeah, great. Tell me when it goes to 8. Great. Tell me when it goes to 7. Yeah. Tell me when it goes to 5. Good. Tell me when it goes to 4. Great. Tell me when it goes to 3. Great. Tell me when it goes to 2.
I'm good.
Good, good. 2, 1 is fine. Now, Anna, keep your eyes closed. Now, because what we've done is we've used this to take the emotional overwhelm down. Because right now, Anna is in a more resourceful state of mind and body, right? So we're going to use this state and we're going to program it to occur in the future. So I'd like you to imagine holding the microphone and speaking to me, just connecting with me and telling me about things like, your life or things you enjoy doing. And then imagine talking to the audience. And imagine it all goes perfectly the way you'd want it to. See what you'll see, hear what you'll hear, and feel this strong, resourceful state. There you go. And then, I'd like you to imagine there's a challenge or two. Maybe you trip over your words, or you forget what you're talking about or something. But it doesn't matter, you stay strong. That's it, good. And then imagine it all goes perfectly again. That's it, what do you see, what do you hear, how good do you feel? I would imagine there's a challenge. Perfectly challenging. Now, the thing is, we can't control everything that's going to happen to us in life, but we have a big say in how we think and feel. That's sort of the gist of what we're exploring here. So, Anna, I'd like you to open your eyes right now. There you go. Now, take hold of the mic, please. And there's a sort of sweet spot. You need to get it near to your mouth. There you go. That's good. Okay, hi. So, Anna, hello. So you're from Portugal, yeah?
Yes, I'm from Portugal.
Oh, wonderful. And what do you do for a living?
I am a conscious parenting facilitator.
Wonderful. Okay, and what is it about that brings you the most joy?
It brings me joy because I find that everybody has issues about this parenting.
Yes.
And then when we can broad this up and we can tell people that if they raise their kids in a different way,
yes,
life will be much easier.
Wow. Now, hang on. Don't go away. Now, this is really interesting, you see, because I'm in full agreement. As I mentioned, show me the boy before he's 7, I'll show you the man, as I mentioned earlier. Tell me, what's your great passion? What is it that you really enjoy doing? Do you have a hobby or interest or something like that?
I love to dance.
To dance. And what is it, when you're dancing and you're really enjoying yourself, what is it about dancing that makes you feel so good?
Because my heart feels light.
Your heart feels light, yeah?
And I can't stop smiling.
You can't stop smiling. Now, you said to me a few minutes ago that you were frightened of public speaking.
Yes.
And the idea of speaking to an audience of, I think it's 600 people, isn't it, would be overwhelming. But you seem to be very natural at speaking to people. Are you scared right now?
No, I'm happy.
Happy! You are healed. Another healing. Let's give Anna a nice big round of applause as well. Thank you, Anna. Thank you. God bless. Now, just to recap on what we did today. Pictures and the sounds and the way we make them influences our state. Physiology influences state. State determines behaviors. Behaviors determines the results we get in the world. We also learned the link between the mind and the body, and we use the Aikido one-point technique to reduce emotional overwhelm, and I think it's a resource everyone should be able to use. I use techniques to help people feel good. I'm a hypnotist and LP. I use psychosensory techniques. In fact, we just completed just the most fantastic course. It was one of the best things I've ever done. We had a whole group of, it's over 4 months. It's a few hours a week. It's live practice, some video, and then Q&A with me. And everyone gets certified as a Mind Valley hypnotherapist at the end of it. Yeah! And, it's a great profession, because right now the world needs more hypnotherapists as well as coaches, because we've come out of a biological pandemic, we're in a sort of psychological pandemic, and right now, being a hypnotherapist, apart from it pays rather well, is also you get to help people transform their lives. And so I spent about 35 years trying to be able to teach people what it is I do to a pretty high degree in a fraction of the time that it took me. So literally within months, you've got all the basics that you would need as a hypnotherapist, and you can go change lives and have a fantastic time. I'm going to finish now and hand you over to Arjit, I think, is that right? But thank you, ladies and gentlemen. God bless you. I hope to see you soon. Much love, much love.